Hello hockey fans, it's time for Inside the WCHA. I'm Ryan Phelps. Remember, as you're scrolling through your Instagram and Twitter feeds, we're on there as well as Facebook and YouTube. But for live conference action, log on to flowhockey.tv where you can sign up for monthly or season passes. Minnesota State had built a nice lead heading into the new year with 36 points. They're followed by Bemidji State and Northern Michigan. Then things get tight around 4, 5, and 6. Tech and Alaska tied with 24, followed by Bowling Green just 1 point back. Then it's the Lakers, Bulldogs, Seawolves, and Chargers. Another great weekend of WCHA hockey is behind us. This time it was all conference games, and we actually started on Thursday night. Just one game during the week, Bemidji State at Alabama Huntsville. Scoreless midway through the first, Beavers on the power play. Owen Sillinger threads the needle to the back door. Elias Rosen buries it. That's 3 on the year for the Swedish freshman, and it's 1-0 visitors. This one a strange play. Connor Merkley gets out the pitchfork and throws one high into the air out to center ice. It's a nice bounce for Jack Jeffers, who takes it in alone and scores his 5th of the season to tie the game at 1 late in the second period. In the third period, Bemidji State takes over. Kind of a similar play. This time it's Carter Jones throwing one to the backside. Alex Adams puts it in for his 6th of the season. That makes the score 2-1. Rosen would score another on the power play midway through the third. 3-1 the final score. Beavers get the win, and Zach Driscoll made 23 saves. Great game on Friday. We picked this one up tied at 1 late second period. Look at this great feed by Tommy Muck out front. Charlie Combs the redirect, and BSU takes a 2-1 lead heading into the third. Chargers would tie it, then keep their foot on the gas. Late in the power play, Bauer Neudecker feeds it out front. Josh Latta taps it in to put Huntsville back on top. So Bemidji ties it up just moments later. 3-3 in the closing minutes. And a nice little give and go here. Adam Brady to Muck. Back to Brady from the slot. Power play goal makes it 4-3. That's your final as Brady scores his 11th of the season. Mark Sinclair with a big night in net for UAH despite the loss. He had 19 saves in the second period, 36 on the night. Next up, Minnesota State at Ferris State. The visiting Mavericks rank number 3 in the country. Here's why. Early stages of the game, Jack McNeely from the top of the circle. Look at this redirect by Mark Michaelis, his 14th of the season, and it's 1-0 MSU. Same score second period. Charlie Garrard down the right wing wall, drops it back to Wyatt Amat. He gets drilled after the shot, but scores his first goal of the season to make it 2-0 Mavs. Less than a minute later, Ferris State now on the power play. Michaelis back at it again, causing problems at the blue line. Jake Willits can't keep up with him. Michaelis scores on the breakaway, number 15 on the year. And Minnesota State wins Game 1 going away, 5-0 the final score. As Julian Napravnik puts in 2 third-period goals, Jared Spooner had 3 assists in the contest. Similar start on Saturday. Almost the same time of game. Mavericks on the power play. Parker Toomey with a shot on goal. Lucas Sauter digging away at it. Finally, Charlie Garrard puts it home for his 8th of the year. And Minnesota State again out to a 1-0 lead. Sauter would add another in the first, so it's 2-0 into the second. And another MSU power play. This time Garrard left wide open in front. He bangs in his 9th of the season. And now it's 3-0. But Ferris State won't get shut out the entire weekend. On the power play late in the second, traffic in front of Dryden McKay, Cameron Clark finally gets it to go. That's the first of the year for the senior, makes it 3-1, but Minnesota State adds 2 more for a 5-1 final and a road sweep of Ferris State. McKay with 25 saves in the victory. Carter McPhail faced 42 shots on Saturday for the Bulldogs. Off we go to the UP, Bowling Green at Michigan Tech. The Huskies wore special Lend-A-Paw jerseys that were auctioned off during the game in support of Big Brothers Big Sisters UP Kids. The jerseys raised over $5,500. Scoreless early first, Matt Jarusik fumbling the puck behind his own net. The camera skips a bit, so you don't see the whole play, but Cameron Wright able to make the steal. He goes for the wraparound and puts it upstairs. That's his lucky 13th of the season, and it's 1-0 Falcons. Same score in the second, and the Falcons are flying on the power play. They work the perimeter to the left side. Connor Ford steps to the top of the circle and buries his 10th of the year, and it's now 2-0 for the boys in brown. 5 minutes later, and it's Tech on the power play. But Bowling Green causes a turnover, and it's a 3-on-2 rush. Alec Rawhauser keeps it himself. The shorty makes it 3-0. Tech would get 2 back on goals by Parker Soretsky and Seamus Donahue, but that's as close as they would get. 3-2 is the final. Eric Dopp forced to make only 14 saves in the victory. In Game 2 on Saturday, Tech finds themselves down again 1-0 on a Cameron Wright goal. But look at this move by Alex Smith at the blue line. He feeds Raymond Bryce, who scores his 3rd of the season, and Tech ties it midway through the game. Same score early 3rd. Brian Hallinan on the rush, and look at this move. Drags it across the top of the crease and lifts it up top. That's his 9th goal of the season, and Michigan Tech is up 2-1. But BGSU not quite ready to wave the white flag. Frederick Letourneau throws a backhander on net. Taylor Schneider is there for the putback. That's his 5th of the year. We're now tied at 2, and overtime wasn't enough, so we head to the 3-on-3. A scrum in the corner, and Max Johnson emerges. He fires it through Jerusik for the game winner and the extra conference point, but it officially goes down as a 2-2 tie. Jerusik with 17 saves in the loss, but he did make the score sheet with an assist on the Hallinan goal. We'll stay in the UP for Alaska Anchorage at Northern Michigan. The Wildcats always a tough out, especially at home. Midway through the first, Andre Gontus to Joseph Nardi, and it's Griffin Loughran with the finish. That's his nation's best 17th goal of the year. A few minutes later, it's the Seawolves on the power play. Taylor Lance with a long pass through the slot. Zach Nazareth with a shot and a goal, his 2nd of the season, and that ties things up at 1. Still knotted up late second period. Northern on the attack, and it's a simple pass, shoot, and score. Philip Ballou with his 3rd of the season, and that turns out to be the game winner. 4-1 the final score as Northern adds 2 goals in the 3rd by Garrett Klee and Darian Craighead. Nolan Kent with 23 saves earns his 8th victory of the year. It was a wild one on Saturday, but the Wildcats get on the board first. Home team on the power play. Craighead feeds A.J. Vanderbeck on the top of the circle, popular spot this past weekend, and the freshman scores his 1st goal in a Wildcat uniform to make it 1-0. Each team would add a goal in the 2nd period, so it's 2-1 Northern Michigan into the 3rd. Taylor Lance picks up the long feed, takes it down the right wing side below the end line, and somehow puts it in the net. That's his 2nd of the season, and we're tied at 2. Into the 3rd we go, and you thought the Hallinan goal was pretty. Look at Vincent DeMay. A beautiful dangle out front, and he tucks it in for his 10th of the season. That turns out to be the game winner. Take a second look at this. He just wills this one across the line for the GW. 6-3 the final score. That's a home sweep for Northern and 2 more victories for Nolan Kent, who made 33 saves in Game 2. Our final stop is in Fairbanks, Lake Superior State at Alaska. Friday's highlights were unavailable, but the Nanooks win Game 1 2-0. So on to Saturday. We'll pick it up midway through the first. James Ledouce throws one out front, and Kyler Hope puts the bow on it. That's his 3rd, and Alaska takes a 1-0 lead. It would stay that way until late in the final frame. An offensive zone face-off win for the Lakers, and a block shot puts the puck right on Pierre-Luc Viette's stick, and he drives in his 7th of the year, and we have our 2nd overtime of the weekend, and again, this one goes to a 3-on-3. But Viette wasn't done. He gets the feed out front from William Rydell, and the Lakers get the extra conference point in the 5th period. It goes down as a 1-1 tie officially. Merrick Mittens with 25 saves for the Lakers, Gustav Skrigels with 29 for Alaska. So after some sweeps and splits, let's see how the standings changed. Minnesota State maintains their 5-point lead. They're at 42. Bemidji State with 37 points. Northern at 33. Bowling Green jumps into the top 5, tied with Alaska at 28 points. Michigan Tech drops 2 spots to 6. 6 points back, you'll find the Lakers, then Bulldogs, Seawolves, and Chargers. Coming up this weekend, we have mostly conference action. Minnesota State at Bowling Green. Alaska is at Ferris State. Michigan Tech heads to Bemidji. Alabama Huntsville is up in Anchorage. And Northern Michigan is at Cornell for some non-conference action, while Bowling Green has the weekend off. We'll wrap things up with our WCHA Weekly Awards. Our forward of the week is Vincent DeMay from Northern Michigan. who spurred a 4-goal third period for the Wildcats on Saturday night with his first career hat trick to give NMU the weekend sweep with a 6-3 win over Alaska Anchorage. His first goal of the night came just over a minute after the Seawolves tied the game at 2. He then posted 2 more tallies, including a shorthanded goal in the following 6:51 of game action. After a scoring drought, the sophomore has now tallied at least 1 point in each of his last 3 games. Our defenseman of the week is Tommy Muck of Bemidji State, who helped lead the Beavers to a series sweep of Alabama Huntsville, logging 4 points, which included the second 3-assist night of his career. The senior recorded an assist on the power play late in Thursday's 3-1 win over the Chargers. Friday, he had a hand in 3 of the Beavers' 4 goals, which included helpers on a pair of power play tallies and the game winner in the third period to complete a 2-goal third-period comeback. Our goaltender of the week for the second straight week is Nolan Kent of Northern Michigan, who led the Wildcats to their second consecutive sweep and 5th straight victory, making 56 saves against Anchorage to give his team 4-1 and 6-3 wins. He improved his season and career record to 9-2-0 and now ranks 4th nationally in win percentage at .818 and 2nd in the WCHA. He tied for the weekend league lead in saves and is the only WCHA goaltender to start more than 2 games and post an undefeated record of 5-0-0 since the end of 2019. Finally, our rookie of the week is Lucas Sauter of Minnesota State, who totaled 3 points on a goal and 2 assists, as the third-ranked Mavericks claimed a 2-game league road sweep at Ferris State. His 3 points all came in Saturday's 5-1 win over the Bulldogs. The goal was his second game-winning goal of his career. He ranks 3rd on Minnesota State's scoring charts with 4 goals, 15 assists, and 19 points in 20 games played. This is his second Rookie of the Week honor to go along with his Rookie of the Month title in October. That's it for now. We'll be back with more next week. Until then, find us on your favorite social media sites or log on to flowhockey.tv, where you can watch all the live conference games with a monthly or season pass. Thanks again for joining us, folks. This has been Inside the WCHA. I'm Ryan Phelps.